Why do we overthink everything? What Japanese wisdom understands about the mind? Have you ever noticed that your mind is often busiest when nothing is actually happening? You are lying in bed, the room is quiet, the day is over, nothing demands your attention. Yet suddenly your mind begins working. You replay old conversations. You imagine future problems. You think about decisions you have not yet made. You create arguments that have never happened. You worry about outcomes you cannot control. And somehow, a quiet evening becomes exhausting. Many people live this way every day, not because life is difficult, but because their minds never stop moving. Today, we have more comfort than almost any generation in history. More convenience, more technology, more information, yet anxiety continues to rise. Stress continues to rise. Mental exhaustion continues to rise. Why? Because while our lives became easier, our minds became busier. And perhaps the greatest challenge of modern life is no longer surviving the world around us. It is surviving the noise inside our own heads. Chapter 1: The Endless Conversation Inside Your Mind. Most people spend more time talking to themselves than anyone else. From the moment we wake up until the moment we fall asleep, an internal voice follows us everywhere. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it guides us, but often it judges us, criticizes us, warns us, and keeps us trapped in endless loops of thinking. Imagine if another person followed you all day saying, "What if you fail? What if they don't like you? What if you made the wrong choice? What if tomorrow goes badly?" You would quickly become exhausted, yet many people experience exactly this from their own minds. The strange part is that we rarely question it. We simply assume every thought deserves our attention. Chapter 2: Why the Human Brain Loves Problems. The human brain was not designed for happiness. It was designed for survival. Thousands of years ago, missing a threat could mean death. The cautious survived. The worried survived. The alert survived. As a result, our brains became incredibly good at finding problems, even when no immediate danger exists. This creates a strange situation in modern life. Most of us are safer than our ancestors ever were, yet our minds continue searching for threats. If there is no tiger outside the cave, the mind creates another problem, money, status, relationships, career appearance, future uncertainty. The brain simply replaces one danger with another. This is why solving one problem rarely creates lasting peace. The mind immediately starts looking for the next one. Chapter 3: The Illusion of Control. Overthinking often feels productive. It feels responsible. It feels intelligent, because it creates the illusion that we are doing something. If we think hard enough, perhaps we can avoid mistakes. If we analyze enough possibilities, perhaps we can guarantee success. If we prepare for every outcome, perhaps we can eliminate uncertainty. But life does not work that way. Some things remain uncertain no matter how much we think. Will people like us? Will relationships last? Will opportunities appear? Will plans succeed? No amount of thinking can fully answer these questions, yet many people spend years trying, and the result is not certainty, it is exhaustion. Chapter 4: Social Media and the Age of Mental Overload. Modern technology has created a problem no previous generation faced. Our minds never get a chance to rest. Every spare moment becomes filled, waiting in line, checking notifications, riding the train, scrolling, eating lunch. Watching videos. Walking. Listening to podcasts. Even resting has become another activity. The result is constant stimulation. And constant stimulation creates a constantly stimulated mind. A mind that never experiences silence eventually forgets how to be calm. Chapter 5: Why Overthinking Makes Us Less Effective. Most people believe more thinking creates better decisions. To a point, this is true. But beyond a certain point, thinking becomes paralysis. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis. The more options we have, the harder decisions become. Should I take this job, move to this city, start this business, end this relationship? Many people remain stuck, not because they lack answers, but because they are waiting for perfect certainty, and perfect certainty never arrives. The result is a life spent standing still. not because of failure, but because of fear. Chapter 6. What Zen discovered centuries ago. Centuries before smartphones existed, Zen practitioners noticed something important. Human suffering often comes not from reality itself, but from attachment to thoughts. A thought appears, then another, then another. The mind grabs them and creates stories. Suddenly, a simple event becomes a crisis. A simple mistake becomes an identity. A small uncertainty becomes a catastrophe. Zen teaches that thoughts are like clouds. Zen teaches that thoughts are like clouds. They appear, they change, they disappear. The sky does not chase them, and neither should we. Chapter 7. The Japanese concept of Ma. Japanese culture contains a beautiful idea called Ma. Ma is often translated as space.com, calm gap, emptiness.com. But it is more than empty space. It is meaningful space. Modern life treats every empty moment as a problem. Something to fill, something to consume, something to distract ourselves from. Yet Ma teaches that emptiness has value. A garden needs open space. Music needs silence. Conversation needs pauses. Life itself needs room to breathe. Without emptiness, everything becomes noise. Chapter 8. Why nature calms the mind. One reason many people feel calmer in nature is surprisingly simple. Nature does not demand anything from us. Trees are not competing, mountains are not performing, rivers are not chasing success. Nature exists without anxiety. And when we spend time in nature, our minds often begin slowing down as well. This is one reason forest bathing became so respected in Japan. Not because it solves every problem, but because it reminds us how unnatural constant mental stimulation really is. Chapter 9. The trap of identifying with every thought. Perhaps the biggest mistake people make is believing every thought is true. A thought says, I am not good enough. We believe it. A thought says, I will fail. We believe it. A thought says, everyone is judging me. We believe it. But thoughts are not facts. Thoughts are events occurring inside the mind, nothing more. The moment we realize this, freedom begins. Chapter 10. How to quiet the mind. The goal is not to stop thinking completely. That is impossible. The goal is to stop being controlled by thinking. Walk slowly. Drink tea without your phone. Watch a sunset without taking a photograph. Spend 10 minutes doing nothing. Allow silence into your day. At first this feels uncomfortable. Then it feels strange. Eventually it feels peaceful. Final chapter. Life exists outside your thoughts. Most people spend their entire lives preparing to live, preparing to be happy, preparing to relax, preparing to enjoy life, preparing for some future moment when everything finally feels complete. But that moment never arrives, because life is not waiting in the future. Life is happening now. The sound of the wind, the warmth of sunlight, the face of someone you love, the ordinary moments you barely notice. Zen teaches that peace is not found by controlling every thought. Peace begins when we stop chasing every thought. Because the truth is simple. Your mind will always have something to say, but you do not have to follow it everywhere it goes. And perhaps the most important question is not, what should I think next? But rather, what am I missing while I am busy thinking?